Good evening, fellow punters. Mickey D back with you here on Monday evening, just gone 6 o'clock with a couple for tomorrow. More realistic time this evening rather than last night. I wasn't in great shape at all yesterday. I was out late Saturday night. I met an old friend, he'll be 84 shortly, and he can still drink the same as he could 30 years ago. So we done a right tear Saturday night, and I was umpiring at a match yesterday, and I had to go back to bed in the afternoon yesterday evening, early evening. And then I decided I wouldn't go out, so I put in a bit of study for a couple of hours. So I paid off today. We got off to a flyer with books dead real for Ian Williams and Joe Crowley. The second actually traded at 1 to 100 in running, but he reeled him in anyway, pun intended, in the last 50 yards. So he was 92 last night, but with a rule 4, it worked out at just 4 to 1, so it was grand, and there was a lot of money for him then before the off. I got the angle right in the next race with Crowley. I thought he'd be able to beat the two that I was afraid of, but there was a fly in the ointment, and he's actually entered in the Nunthorpe and the Middle Park. I spotted that last night, but I said, sure, he was so bad the first time, but he learned a lot. So he done us for toe in the last furlong and a half there. Adam O'Sullivan filled his wheelbarrow there today on Tamilla in Kempton. He had trouble with it afterwards then, but the O'Sullivans always stick with each other, and Alan O'Sullivan gave him a helping hand. I didn't see Alan round before, but he knew he was stuck. John Rillans was a great form there today on the bus. He had a penny, the two pennies, Dora penny and another penny in Don Patrick yesterday. €24 double, paid 4.32. Well done, John. Sean Westlake hates anyone wearing odd socks, especially when they're getting on the bus in a dress suit. So he was all over matching socks today. 11 to 1 winner. I backed it without the favourite actually. And he got up and won. The other one through the race. When I seen somebody saying that the went without the favourite, that was the safest option, or else back him each way to get your, it's all about making a profit in a race. And don't be regretting what you didn't do. It's always say thanks for getting what you did do right. Good to have Tom's Bet on board the bus the last week or week and a half. He seems to be a very knowledgeable man with the way he gives us tips and information. And more than myself, he seems to be at it a long time. You're very welcome on board with us. Jerry Owens was in Kilbeggan the other evening. He had a great evening. He said he backed a couple of winners, as was David Kineen. He was on a stag party. There a busload of them go from Galway. Some of you might have seen that. I put up 3 for them the other evening. 2-1. I think it was 11 to 10 and 9 to 4 or something anyway. So on the bus back to Galway that night, they were singing the Meatloaf classic 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And we picked up Jean Cordial, or Cordial. I would imagine it should be Cordial, in Tipperary. She was dressed immaculately as she hopped on the bus. And so on to tomorrow. The 2:30 at Lingfield, there's 6 declared. It's a mile race. Al Agaila for Simon Crisford has ran twice. The first run it was third at 16 to 1 to White Beam on the 9th of June. And then White Beam won a Class 3 handicap there on Saturday, rated 91. Its second run it was second to Postmark. And the horse that was third was Cap Star. And that one in Kempton during last week. There's 2 of them at 9 to 4 there. The other 9 to 4 is trained by Willie Haggis, and it won first time out. But he has to give £7 to our selection. So I'm going with the one that hasn't won, sort of with the £7. It's hard to give away £7 at times. So the 2 of them at 9 to 4, I'm going with that one. And then the 3:15 at Nottingham. Gordon's Aura, it's 11 to 8. It's a 3-year-old getting £11 weight for age allowance, and it was 1 paste and green the last time to my boy Max, who's opposing again tomorrow. And I think there's 10 or 12 pound when they, or about 12 when you calculate the claimers £5 allowance. But he should have learned a lot from that last run, and with the big shift in the weight. I would expect that to go close. And in the 350, it's a 5 furlong sprint. It's an intriguing contest altogether. There's only 5 runners. Korker is fast, but he starts off very slow every time. But he did start off slow in York when a couple of runs back, and he won in 58 odd by a point 3 or 4 seconds. That's fast. I know they can go fast in York, and some horses like that, track. But audience, it never ran at 5 furlongs before, but travelled into its race the last time at 6 furlongs very stylishly, I thought, and it ran its previous races over 7 furlongs. In fact, it ran in the Jersey Stakes over 7. But when the dealing is done, I tipped up without knowing that it had injured itself during the year. But I think it might just need another run before we put it spot on. I'm gone for Korker in the hope that it gets out fairly fast, follows audience, and it's a more reliable sprinter out of Dandyman. It's a born sort of a sprinter. So those 3 I had them picked up, and I'm just after checking the prices now. And Korker has gone from 2 to 1 into 6 to 4. Golden Hour is 11 to 8, and the other one is 9 to 4. If we done a €4 Trixie with a €4 treble, it costs €20. If the 3 of them win, we're in clover. If there's a double up, we've saved our stake. Back them individually if you want. But there's my 3. I went through last night and again for a few hours today. Found it difficult enough to get anything tomorrow. But one sort of that if the day goes all right, one for the evening, the 7:05 in Chelmsford is a 1 mile 6 race. And Wendalls Lass for Ed Dunlop is 3 maiden runs to get America 56, and it was 4th last time out when it sort of stayed on under a nice quiet ride, and it was 4th, but the winner won by 8 lengths. But it's stepping up to a mile 6, and it's a half sister to Tranador and Autumn War, and both of them won over 2 miles. In fact, Tranador won a hurl race in Liverpool in 2020. But it's a 3-year-old out of New Approach, and it also gets a £7 weight for age allowance. So that might be worth a pint win tomorrow evening if we're done all right during the day. So anyway, that's it. Bash the bookies, over and out. I didn't go to Kilbeggan. I was too tired, and it was hot. And I said I'd spend a couple hours at that, and I looked at a few during the week to get a bit of the homework done. So I have to mow the lawn and that now. I got nothing done the weekend. Anyway, bash the bookies, over and out.